Hey guys, Luke Wessel from Team Latitude 64.
And Jordan Castro from Team Dynamic Discs.
Just got a bunch of prototypes from the blessings of the factory gods, and we're going to be testing them out today. We're going to give you a side-by-side look between a pro and an amateur. So guys, hope you enjoy this film, and let's throw some Frisbees.
The first one we're going to try out is the Keystone from Latitude 64. Reminds me of the Deputy, just a little bit more stability on it. So I threw that a little bit nose up and it popped up just a tad and it flew straight, just like how I wanted to. So let's try another one. Just like that. Same thing, a little bit lower, nose up, and it still wanted to pop up. Threw it nice and soft, and I was really amazed about that. For me, I like the Deputy just because it's a little bit less understable. So sometimes for me, when I putt on a knee, I want the understability just because I'm not getting a lot of power on it. But I think I'm going to try these out more once they come out.
The Keystone, it's a almost shallow beadless putter. Reminds me of a stable Deputy almost. Flips up nice, holds the line just right, you can give a little power. It's not going to burn over right away. Leave it nose up, it'll stay straight right on the line. I like beads on my putter, so I don't think I'll be making my bag. But again, I can see it making a lot of people's bags.
And next up we got the Guard from Dynamic Discs. That one I let a little bit hyzer just to see how it would react on a hyzer. You can tell it's a little bit stable. It reminds me of a beadless dagger. So if you like the dagger and want something with a little bit bead, without the bead, I think you should try these out when they come out. Personally, me, I don't like how deep it is, so I don't think I'm going to bag it yet. But maybe once the wind comes out around GBO time, I think it might be a good addition for a lot of people's bags. Let's try another one. And from the first one to the second one, I corrected myself. I put it out a little bit more to the right, just to see on the stability wise, like I was saying in the first one.
So I've thrown shallow putters most of my life, and this thing just does not feel good in my hand. I could see if you had bigger hands that this disc would fit better for you. Like Jordan said, it's a deep dish putter, no bead. Piggy as well, I threw mine a little over on the top. Still had enough to come back and hyzer out. It'd be great in the wind. Again, I don't think it's gonna make my bag. I have a slot like that already with the Makana. I like the beads, as I previously stated. But again, it's a nice addition to a great putter lineup. This one seems to be one they were missing in that area. Let's give this one a little more snap, a little more straight. I'm gonna come over on a little bit and let's check out the flight on that. You can see it's still fought out, still have the stability to do kind of like a full flight S-curve. For putting, not my bag. I have really tiny hands, so shallow putters are more my game. But if you like deep putters, if you like beadless putters, I've heard a lot of pros compare this to a beadless dagger. So if you're looking for that stable disc in your bag, definitely check out the Guard from Dynamic Discs. Really, really fun.
Next up, we have the Westside disc Gatekeeper. This is the first time I felt it and thrown it, so I'm looking forward to it. I've seen a lot of people throw them and test them out. I've seen a couple aces already. First time feeling it. It kind of reminds me of an EMAC Truth type. I'm a huge EMAC Truth thrower. I throw that and the Compass, so I'm looking forward to see how these fly today.
Oh.
for that first shot, I just threw it on a little hyzer to see if it popped up. I didn't really get onto it too much. Our field's a little short today, but you can see just a little hyzer on the angle, and it held the whole time. So I'm a huge fan of that already. The videos from all the teammates out and around, they love it. So I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, guys, here's a amateur perspective of the Gatekeeper. Like Jordan said, everyone seems to be a huge fan of it. Looks like to be a stable mid-range. No beat at all. Feels great in the hand. Let's go. So I didn't get much of that one, but I threw it straight. As you can see, still had enough stability to dump off at the end. I think, again, once we get out in the open, 400-foot field, and you really crank on them, I think they'll be able to handle power, which is really exciting. And even coming over on it, it was like a rope the whole way. Basically a straight line shot, which is really cool. The stability of the disc holds up really well, so I'm excited to see, again, getting out in an open field and putting a little more power on it, but also seeing how they do when they break in. Can definitely see this going to my bag this year. Super exciting, really great disc from Westside. Now that we have a little more playing room here in the dome, I'm gonna crush a Gatekeeper and see how far I can get it. I'm hoping for 250. That thing handles torque and power in terrible form so well. Came over on it, just threw it as hard as I could, just kept that nice anhyzer flight, flattened out, and stabled up at the end. As an amateur, that is definitely a disc that I'm looking for. That is awesome.
Back with the Gatekeeper, a little bit more open field. We're gonna go straight at it, see if we can get it.
Nice.
That thing is good. It reminds me of the Emax Truth, nice and flat and straight. So, and it handles the power. It literally, I threw it on a flat shot and it held the whole time. So I was really happy about that. Next up, we have the Vandal from Dynamic Disc. First time feeling it, it kind of reminds me of a Escape, Maverick type disc. From what I've heard, it's the slot in between it. So I have a Maverick and I have a Getaway. I'm looking for a disc to fill that slot, and from what I heard, I think this could be it. Let's try it out. Scored that one. I threw that one on a little slide hyzer just to see how it reacts on a little pop-up. It wanted to pop up. These discs are super new still, so they haven't been thrown. But being in Minnesota, if I can snap on it, I think this is going to be a good woods disc right away. So that one was straight shot, straight at it. You can see it popped up and just glided straight, then finished with a little overstability. So I'm a huge fan of it already. Barred up. And for that one, I came over the top. Like I said, we don't have a big field, so it's really hard to test these right now, but you can see it held it, then when it was running out of speed, it hyzered back out. So I think this is going to be a huge disc for a lot of the slower arms that want to get that speed, that distance quick. In through the woods, out of the woods, I think this is going to be a good disc for me in my bag personally, so I'm looking forward to it.
Vandal, this is my first time throwing them. From what I've heard, they're slightly understable in that fairway category, escape-ish, maverick-ish. So I'm really excited to try this out. This is a slot I'm definitely missing in my bag. Right now I'm relying on Explorers, so I'm really excited to see how they compare. First up, hyzer. Yeah, for that first one, threw it a little high. Probably got a little bit off camera, but yeah, I threw it with a little bit of power. I noticed the initial little tip up. Still finished strong, so it still has that low C stability. So let's give a straight shot a try and see how it flies. Left that one a little nose up, but as you can see, as soon as I let it go, really remained true to that flight until it got to the end of its flight, then started dumping off a little bit. So again, I think we need a little bit more room to really let these guys fly. But let's give it one more shot with a Anheuser. Give it a little gusto. We'll just throw into the net here and see what happens. I threw that with like 75% power over the top a little bit, and it just held that rope line. So again, really excited to see these break in, see how they're affected by warm weather and woods play. If this disc lives up to what people are telling me, the type of flight it has, it's going to be great for these us Minnesota disc golfers who navigate the woods a lot. So really excited to try the Vandal. Yeah, see how it goes.
Vandal, we have a bigger field right now, so I'm just going to try and smash on this nice and flat and give it some power, see if it pops up, see what it does. Parked it. All right, let's try another one. Nice, a little bit straighter. And that one I kept the angle nice and flat, so it kept pushing and it had a forward skip. So that's what I like. Let's try this one on a little slight turn. That was a perfect shot. I really like that. It reminds me of the Maverick and the Escape. So that one just held and held and held, then slowly came out. So I like it.
All right, guys. Next we have the stable fairway driver from Latitude 64, the Pioneer. I'm super excited for this disc. I've been looking for that fairway stable shot. Right now I'm floating between an Audi and a Lucid X-Felon. So I'm kind of hoping to bring the Latitude name into the bag, into that slot. So let's see what the Pioneer can do. I'm going to do a hyzer, straight shot Anheuser, and let's see. Oink, 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 that thing is biggie. I absolutely love it. Threw it on a dart hyzer, I threw it low. It wanted to find the ground right away, even skipped a little bit. That was pretty exciting. Let's go with the flat shot next. Now once again, it just wants to get left. It just goes straight and just right away. So again, super stable fairway, nice and slow. Let's do a hard turnover and see if I can get some distance with it. Yeah, it's just so stable. Maybe stayed Anheuser for a good 2 seconds and fought out right away.
All right, the Pioneer from Latitude 64. First impression, I like how flat it is, the feel. It kind of reminds me of the Criminal Felon, Lucid X-Felon. So I've heard there's in between there, so let's see what they fly like. This one I'm just trying to throw on a slide hyzer. And instantly, between my throw and Luke's throw, you can tell how it handled the power for me. It went straighter, then dumped, compared to Luke's, where his just wanted to get to the ground. And these are overstable too, so this one, I'm gonna try to come a little bit more power straight at it and see if we can get to the basket. And yeah, it definitely handles the power. It reminds me of my Criminal that I have in the bag. I have had it in the bag this whole past 2018. It was nice and flat and still flew straight. So it reminds me of that. And the Criminal that I have is, I've had it in the bag. So this is brand new disc out of the bag and it's flying just like that. So I'm a huge fan already. This one, cranking it on an Anheuser. Wow, that was amazing. Just the flight on it, it just held. You can tell the distance on the power versus mine versus Luke's already. Mine held the whole way. Then once it got within 100 feet of the basket, it dumped and hyzered in. So I'm a huge fan of it. I'm really excited to work with this more this season. So next up, we have the Recoil from Latitude 64. First time feeling this. It feels driver, probably 12, 13, 14 speed. We'll see. It kind of reminds me of a flow trespass. So from what I've heard, it's that stability wise. So I'm looking forward to it and trying it out. So here goes the first throw. Let's see. So that one I threw on a hyzer just to see how it would react on some power. I didn't get up on it too hard, but you can see it just kind of held straight, then dumped to the left. This one is the second one, and I'm gonna try a little bit more flat. Got him. Right where I was aiming. So that one I held straight for quite some time. I really like it. It's just like what they were saying, it's a stable trespass, and this trespass flew just like that. So third one, I'm gonna try and come over the top with it. And with that one too, I just came over the top with it too, just to see if it would hold. And they're still pretty new and overstable, so I think get some more power onto it and get some angle on it, like a big S-turn, I think it'll hold and just fly really, really true. So I'm liking it.
Amateur side here, I'm gonna try out the Recoil. What I've heard, somewhere in between like a trespass and maybe a defender, enforcer, beat in. That's really a shot I've been looking for in my bag. It's something just a hair more overstable than a Lucid X plastic trespass, which I love so much. So I'm really, really excited to try these out. Let's give them a couple rips and see what happens. Dipped my shoulder a little bit on that one, but kept it hyzer, flipped up a little bit, stayed straight. I mean, that was a great flight, what I was looking for. I'm gonna mash this one on a anhyzer and see how it flies. Once again, nice and stable. No, my technique's not the best right now, left a little nose up, but again, super excited to work these discs in, get them beat in a little bit. I could definitely see it being a staple in my bag this year.
It's a soccer game going on here.